How's it going, guys? It's Ffrk coming at you with a quick tutorial on the high score challenge, the Ffrk high score challenge that's going on right now. As you can see, my score is already above 60%. Then we'll go ahead and look at the rewards. So as you can clearly see, like, I've already all cleared this event, so I'm not going to waste too much time showing you the entire high score challenge because my score already speaks for itself. Like, this does work. You will be able to get all clear the event. So it is a 49% run. For me, this is my setup. I'm starting with Terra EX in the front slot. He's not really there for damage. He's just there to give the 30% bonus to as many of the damage dealing medals that follow him as possible. In slot 2, it's Scrooge McDuck. He's going to be the main buffer. In slot 3, this is going to be my damage dealing medal, and that's mostly because of the traits that it has. Strength plus 1000, aerial enemy, defense minus 60%, and that extra attack. It's a very, very, very powerful medal for dealing damage, and that extra attack is actually going to be kind of a key part of the strategy that we're going to use going into this. And then I'll just quickly show you the Ffrk medals that I'm using here. None of them have any like super good traits particularly, except for Alara. She has aerial enemy defense minus 60%, and I put attack boost 5 max on all of them. I figured they're gauge 1 cost tier 7 medals, and then they have the 40% buffer, so why not? I don't know if I'm going to regret that. I don't know if I wasted these, but the reward medal for this, the Ffrk Warrior of Lightning, that upright defense minus 2 was just too enticing for me, so I felt like I really had to go for it, and I struggled for a while to figure out how to get past this event. So we're just going to go ahead and jump right in. The main problem that I've been having and seeing with other people is the last enemy of each path. Like, no one really has put forth a solid strategy on how to get past those if you're dealing with subpar medals. So again, this is not going to be a full run of the high score challenge. I'm just going to be skipping past a lot of the enemies because the thing that I'm trying to show you here as concisely as possible, because I am aware that there are only a few hours left for this high score challenge. So what I'm going to be showing you is that with this setup, it will be possible to take out that last enemy. What we're going to be focusing on is just the boss. So I'm doing the power run, but you can take the concepts here and just apply them to whatever path that you want to run. But we're going to go ahead and we're just going to skip past all these enemies and we're just going to go straight for the boss. That's the thing I'm going to show you. Me and my party, we put our heads together and we came up with a little trick. And I don't know if it's like super obvious. It might be obvious, but for those of you who don't know, I'm going to show you this on how to use it to get past the enemy. So for this guy, the counter is what you want to watch. It's the most important part of this fight. So we're going to go ahead and use Terra to get that 30% established to make sure that our damage dealing medals are dealing as much damage as possible. And then we're going to hit him with Scrooge. That's going to give him 5 counter back. Then we're going to hit him with double Riku. So at this point, after the double Riku is done, I get an upright bonus of 2 from the Scrooge McDuck, and then I get another 2 from the Riku because he has extra attack on him. So when it cycles right there, the upright bonus of 4. Now that is not enough to beat this thing. Definitely not enough. If you don't already know, in the game, the upright and reversed bonuses and debuffs now are the most potent form of buff and debuff. You want to get those as high as you can. And so what we're going to do is we're actually going to end up maxing out, and we're going to get a +7 upright boost by taking advantage of a little exploit here. So when we drop him, he's down to 5 counters now, and she deals 5 hits. So that's going to drop his counter down to 0. And when it does, it's going to trigger his attack. So this attack, it does not count as the attack for his turn. It's just an attack that interrupts you. So it's going to go ahead and hit, and that's going to kill me. But since the turn did not technically pass over to him, look at my buffs and look at his debuffs. Everything is still intact, including that upright bonus of 4 right there. It's still there, which means since our turn technically didn't pass over to him, since we just triggered that attack, that means we still have all our buffs. So now after I use this Scrooge, you'll see my upright bonus is up to 6 now, with the 4 from technically last turn, quote unquote, although the turn never really passed over, and then plus that. So now when we use Riku, it's going to be maxed out. So now we're going to have a tier 7 upright bonus, and that is what you want to be shooting for in order to clear this event. You want to make sure that your upright bonus is as high as possible, or reverse bonus, whatever kind of setup you're going. Although I really do think you have to go for an upright bonus, just because so many of the percent medals are upright medals. You're pretty much gonna have to go for an upright bonus. So we're just gonna do the same thing. I'll use my Nova here just to get a little bit of extra damage before the reset, but I don't think it's necessary at all. You can just I could just use my medals to clear him out at this point. And notice I'm never even using my friend medal. But really quickly, with the friend medal, something that I want to let you guys know is that, so I'm knocking his counter down to 0 before I even use the friend medal. But if the question that if you're asking yourself, like, okay, if I drop the counter down to 0 on my friend medal, like if my friend medal's hits are the ones that drop it down to 0, will it still count as my turn, or will the turn pass over to him? And the answer is, it will still count as your turn. You are all in the clear. If you use your friend medal and all the hits land, and I won't be able to show it to you with this setup just because of the way that it's organized, but rest assured, if your friend medal is the medal that drops its counter down to 0 and triggers that attack, even though it's your friend medal on the last slot of your Keyblade, your last attack possible, it will still kick it back to you as though it's your turn. So you will still keep your buffs. So if your friend medal is the medal that you need to use in order to drop its counter down to 0, go ahead and use that friend medal. You are all good, all clear. And so basically, the point of this, because I didn't run the whole high score challenge, I'm just assuming that everybody has already tried it enough times to get where they're at. The point of this video is just I wanted to show you this cool little exploit that you can use with that counter to keep all your buffs intact and actually get your upright bonus up to +7. So if you guys have any comments, any questions or anything like that, leave them down in the comments below. I always love hearing from you guys. I like making these videos to help you guys out, and I know there's only a little bit of time left for the high score challenge, so I'm going to try to get this up as quickly as possible. It's why I didn't attack all the enemies. I'm assuming you guys have already all tried your hardest to get here. I'm just using this video to show you that it is possible to defeat that boss, and this exploit is a really easy way to get that done. So anyways guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.